What's up, y'all? My name's Jess, and today I'm hosting the ultimate Q&A on EF Ultimate Break. Let's get into it. Cue intro. Before we get started, if you're unfamiliar, EF Ultimate Break is a group travel company that specializes in trips for people ages 18 all the way to 35, and they do all the heavy lifting for you. Each trip price includes flights, if you opt in, hotels, transportation to and from cities, tickets to iconic attractions, metro passes, a full-time tour director, breakfast every day, guided city walks, local guides, and so much more. Now that we've got that introduction out of the way, let's get into the burning questions. Number one, is EF Ultimate Break legit? Yes, it is a real company. In fact, I have traveled to 16 countries with EF Ultimate Break since 2019. And it's actually quite funny because before I ever started traveling with the company, I had the same exact question. When I first came across EF Ultimate Break, I was doing a little Google search and I did a ton of back-end research to make sure that the company was legitimate. I watched a ton of YouTube vlogs and looked through their Instagram to check and see the real travelers that were experiencing their trips firsthand. 5 years and 16 countries later, I can without a doubt say that this company is absolutely legitimate. Truthfully, they have changed my life for the better. Number two, what are the benefits of booking through EF Ultimate Break? In my personal opinion, there are so many benefits to booking with the company. Not only do you not have to plan the nitty-gritty details of international travel, which is stressful in and of itself, but there are so many perks that go along with booking through the company. For example, as I touched on in the introduction, you are given a full-time tour director throughout the duration of your trip. And essentially what that means is you have somebody on the ground that is an expert in whatever country you're visiting. They know how to speak the language. They know the best spots. They have the greatest excursion options. They are just your go-to for everything in that country, and they can answer all of your questions. There are so many things that are included in the price of a tour. It's an absolute steal for everything that you get. I don't want to have to worry about how I'm getting from point A to point B, or if I'm booking a reputable accommodation or anything of that nature. And the beauty of booking through EF Ultimate Break is they handle all of those difficult and stressful details for you. The convenience of utilizing EF Ultimate Break is truthfully the best part, but there are so many other aspects of booking with them that just make sense. EF has been in business for over 50 years. They've orchestrated hundreds of thousands of successful trips, and they are dedicated to quality. Number three, should I choose Essential or Plus? Let's get into the differences. On Essential trips, you're going to be staying in more hostel-like accommodations with a few more roommates than you would have if you booked the Plus option. Essential trips are definitely the more affordable option in terms of trip types, and it is also a really good option for those solo travelers who are looking to make friends. Plus trips, you're gonna have those upgraded accommodations with only 2 people per room and some additional meals included. The first trip that I did with EF Ultimate Break was called Ultimate Europe, and it hit 9 countries and 14 cities over the course of 35 days. At the time that I went on this trip, the only option for it was Essential, so we were staying in a lot more hostel-like accommodations, but all of them were actually really nice. I was 24 at the time that I went on this trip, and I really thought it was a great way for me to make friends, and I can definitely attest to that because I met some of my absolute best friends on that trip. Now, being that I am 29, I definitely value my personal space a little bit more, so at this point in time, I tend to book Plus trips. However, I really think it depends on you and what you're comfortable with. Either way, you truthfully can't go wrong. You are going to have the absolute best time on tour. Number 4, how do they make traveling affordable? It's definitely multi-layered. So first and foremost, I would always recommend booking during a sale to get the lowest price guaranteed. They have multiple sales throughout the year, so you really can't go wrong, but my personal favorites are the semi-annual sale and the Black Friday sale. To be honest with you, those sales are where I really feel like you get the most bang for your buck. Another way that they make traveling extremely affordable is by utilizing payment plans. They have a multitude of payment plan options ranging from pay-as-you-go to bi-weekly to monthly, and you can pick whatever works best for you. I tend to opt for those monthly payment plans because I know when they're coming out every single month, you can actually pick the date that they come out, and I would rather pay one sum once a month rather than twice a month. But again, the beauty is you get to decide what works best for you. Another great way to save for your first trip in particular is by booking with an ambassador code. I personally have been an ambassador since the end of 2019. And with that, if you are ready to book your first trip, do so through the link in the description box. It will activate my promo code UAJustMannering100, which will give you an additional $100 off on top of sale prices. When it comes to maximizing on savings, if you have a flexible schedule, you are going to be able to save the absolute most. What I mean by that is during sale times, certain dates will be discounted heavily compared to others. And if you have flexibility in your schedule and you can select those dates, you can have a lower payment overall. Not only that, but if you opt to book as far out as humanly possible, which is typically 1.5 years, those monthly payments are going to be a lot smaller than if you booked, say, within the next 4 to 5 months. All in all, those are just some great tips on how to make traveling with EF Ultimate Break all the more affordable. Number 5, is it better to book your flights through EF Ultimate Break or book them on your own? This is another question that I would really say kind of depends on you and your preferences. So I tend to always allow them to book my flights, but if you're someone that's really particular about when you land in a certain country or kind of have more of a say in when you'll be leaving and when you'll be arriving, then I would recommend booking your own. Like I said, for me, booking with them is really all about the convenience. And if I don't have to go searching for flights for 10 hours before I figure out what I want, that's music to my ears. So if you feel similarly, definitely just let them book your flights. But I truthfully think it depends on your preferences. Number 6, is EF Ultimate Break a good option for solo travelers? The answer to that question is absolutely yes. So I went on my first EF Ultimate Break trip solo, and I'm not gonna lie, I am an extreme extrovert, and I was still scared to death the night before I left. There's just something about throwing your feet in to waters that are unfamiliar that really kind of makes my skin crawl sometimes. But when I tell you going solo was the absolute best thing that ever happened to me, I'm not exaggerating. It really forced me to push myself out of my comfort zone, put myself out there, make new friends, and really just try new things while I was gone. And truthfully, I think me going solo and meeting those other solo travelers really allowed us to have such a strong bond once we came home. You get the thrill of solo traveling with the safety net of having other people that are experiencing the same thing with you. And I think there's something just so beautiful about that. I always say if you wait for other people to follow your dreams and travel the world, you would never go anywhere. The reality of the matter is some people are gonna say they wanna do things with you, but they'll never commit. And if you continue to wait and wait and wait and wait, you're gonna waste a lot of time not doing the things that you love or the things that you're passionate about. Traveling with EF Ultimate Break solo can sound scary, but it will literally change your life, just like it did mine. Number 7, is it safe? Traveling with EF Ultimate Break is incredibly safe, but I always want you to remember that you have to also watch out for you. It's really like anywhere else. You still have to be aware of your surroundings, particularly because you're going to be in foreign countries. Just use common sense. Make sure you're aware of your surroundings. Always have a buddy with you. Don't go anywhere alone. Just be vigilant, be aware of your things, be cognizant of what's going on around you, and you'll be absolutely fine. On every tour, you'll have an EF Ultimate Break tour director, and they go with you everywhere from start to finish. So you will always have that safety net, which is really great, particularly for asking questions, asking about certain areas, maybe some things that you would like to do. They're truthfully there to help you and provide you with guidance as needed. Number 8, what inspired you to book your first trip? I had always known that I wanted to travel the world, but full transparency, I didn't have the disposable income to do so until I was in graduate school. And so for me, I had constantly been stuck in that vicious cycle of waiting for everybody because they kept saying they wanted to go different places and then plans would always fall through. Finally, I got to the point where I said, enough is enough. If I have to go by myself, that's what I'm going to do. But I knew that there was quite literally no way that I was going to plan a trip to Europe when I had never been there. I didn't know a single thing about getting around there. Started doing a little Googling, and I came across EF Ultimate Break. During my search, I came across the Ultimate Europe itinerary, and when I tell you, I felt like that trip was quite literally made just for me because it hit all of these places that were on my bucket list at one time. It was from then forth that I knew I absolutely had to book the trip, no questions asked. I loved that I could go solo and meet new friends. I especially loved that I could choose a monthly payment plan and pay the trip off as I went in advance. And I know I mentioned this briefly, but that trip changed the entire trajectory of my life, and it has made me the person that I am today. I truly wish I had discovered EF Ultimate Break way earlier, like right after I turned 18, but I didn't go on my first trip until I was 24. And like I said, I am now 29, so I've been traveling with the company for that long. I plan on continuing to travel with them all the way until I age out at 35 because I absolutely love it. It is truthfully the best thing that has ever happened to me. Number 9 is, what should I pack? Again, this is another question where I really feel like it depends on you. EF Ultimate Break emphasizes that you should pack light, but I am a huge advocate for packing what you want. You're somebody that can go on a 2-week trip in just a carry-on. Bless you. Could never be me. I am a perpetual overpacker, and I would rather have everything I need than have to go out and find things that will work for me. So typically on every trip, I take a large checked bag and a rolling carry-on. That's just the type of girly that I am. But it also kind of depends on where you're going. For example, if you're going somewhere with a tropical climate, you're probably going to have less to pack, or at least lighter things to pack because of the way that the weather is. But if you're going somewhere extremely cold or in the middle of winter like Iceland, you're gonna have to have those heavier layers. Now, I do have an exhaustive list of my must-haves for international travel, and I take 99.9% of the items with me on every single trip that I do. All of those products are going to be linked in my Amazon storefront. I will put that link in the description box below if you want to go check it out. But if you have any specific questions on the trips that you're going on and what you would need to pack, feel free to either leave that in the comments down below or send me a direct message. And number 10, is traveling with EF Ultimate Break worth it? 1,000,000,000% yes. EF Ultimate Break has truly changed my life. I have met some of my absolute best friends in the entire world through EF trips. I have the most incredible memories that I will hold near and dear to my heart forever. It truly has enriched my life beyond anything in the entire world. Like, it is just truly the best thing that's ever happened to me. I am so excited for the adventures to come. I cannot wait to continue to experience the magic through EF Ultimate Break, and I can't wait to hear about your first trips after you return. As a reminder, if you're looking to book your first trip, do so through the link in the description. It will activate my code UAJustMannering100, which will give you an additional $100 off on top of sale prices. That's all for this video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!